Hello, and welcome back to another episode of Baking with Mel. This is officially episode 3 because this is now a series. This is something I am not giving up on. It's something I'm passionate about. I'm just gonna continue to work on and improve my skills. Today, I have decided to go very traditional, very simple. I'm going to make your classic pumpkin pie. And you might be thinking to yourself, Mel, isn't pumpkin pie more a November, December dessert? And the answer to that is no. The answer is that you can do whatever you want, whenever you want. Time is a concept. And I just encourage you all to follow your heart. If your heart is calling for pumpkin pie, you make the pumpkin pie. If it's in May, June, April, we don't care. We're going to do whatever baking dessert we want when we want. So that's what's happening today. Pumpkin pie. I have made pumpkin pie in the past. I don't remember it going ideally. I don't know what happened. I just remember like it didn't turn out as a pumpkin pie should. But today that's not going to be the case. It's going to be the greatest and most perfect pumpkin pie that I have ever made. So let's get started. So I found this recipe on Pinterest and it's from eatwithflavor.com. So first it told me to get an unbaked 9-inch pie crust. So this is a frozen pie crust, and I am a little unsure if I should bake this before putting the pumpkin pie filling that I'm making in, or it can all bake together. So that's going to be something we try to figure out. And it said to get a 15-ounce can of pure pumpkin puree, which I have done successfully. And 12 ounces of evaporated milk. I just confirmed that that is what this is. 2 eggs. Granulated sugar, 3/4 of a cup. So that's what we'll be doing with this. Yep, a half a teaspoon of salt. This is making me think of Hocus Pocus. I feel like they use salt to like guard themselves from a zombie or something at some point. I don't remember. Is that a thing that they do in the movie? It's been a while. A half a teaspoon of cinnamon, vanilla extract, 1 teaspoon of this. And then this is where I am improvising because I didn't feel like buying all of these different spices. So the recipe calls for half a teaspoon of ground ginger, a 1/4 teaspoon of ground cloves, and a 1/4 teaspoon of ground nutmeg. However, I do not have those in my possession and I didn't want to buy all of those. Even though I probably will at some point. I thought, you know, I have this pumpkin pie spice that I used in my last recipe. So I'm thinking that all of those are in here. So there's also cinnamon in here. So maybe I don't need cinnamon. So this is the part where we're gonna improvise, and I'm just gonna use my sound judgment. Okay. Yeah, it seems simple enough, and I'm confident. Yeah. This recipe is telling me that it is of utmost importance to preheat the oven, so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to preheat the oven right now to 425. So that will be all ready for us when we're ready, hopefully. It's usually ready before I am. Now we're going to pour some ingredients into our bowl. It says to put in the pumpkin puree, so we're gonna do that. So very, very gently. I don't need any spoon. Oh my, maybe, you know what? I'm gonna be smart and use a spoon. I'm learning to be experienced. And sometimes you just need additional tools in order to meet your goals. So that's what we're doing. The sugar, 3/4 cup. I may or may not have known what 3/4 cup was. Actually, I did internally know, but I had to check to make sure. But I was correct. So I have 1/4 cup here, but I'm going to put 3 of them, and that will be 3/4. What else? Salt. 1/2 teaspoon of salt. We have our 1/2 teaspoon of salt. In we go. And spices. So that would be my pumpkin spice mix and my cinnamon. But cinnamon, ginger, cloves, nutmeg. Cinnamon, ginger. So all of that's in here except for the cloves. So we might just be leaving cloves out. So I'm nervous about this. So I think I'm gonna add, so 1/2 It would be really helpful if I knew how to add measurements, like halves. God, I have an idea. Do you know what I'm gonna, I'm so smart. This is probably not smart, but maybe it is smart. The spices are either gonna be very strong in this or not strong enough. Stay tuned. I'm going to do 1 teaspoon, because that's supposed to be what the ground or the cinnamon is. A half teaspoon of ground ginger. 1/4. This thing only has like these holes instead of like the half where you just open it to make it like fully open. So this is not ideal. Oh, I do realize that I can just unscrew it. Listen, baby steps, okay? Trying here, okay? Now I'm supposed to whisk all of this together, which I think means like use your blender. Let's do that. That's the sound of the oven being ready. Okay, so this says that you need to beat it until there are no lumps. I think most of them are out. I see a few, but it says it's supposed to look like baby food, and this looks like baby food. Hopefully this is good. I think it is. Now I'm going to add my eggs, evaporated milk, and vanilla. 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. Woo! There we go. I like spilled a little, so it's fine. It's fine because I decreased the amount that was in the spoon. So I think it just added up correctly. I need to add my eggs. Blah, 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 blah. Add my can of evaporated milk. This makes me so nervous. I don't know, it doesn't look right. It doesn't look right. Now I need to whisk until smooth. This is like extremely watery. You know what I'm gonna do? Because this doesn't look right. I should have extra pumpkin puree from last time. And I think I'm gonna add some because something is not looking right here. Because it says it's supposed to look like baby food, but this is like watery. Why when I follow recipes, they don't turn out right? Like, I don't know. This still is like extremely watery. Okay, well, I am very much uncertain and doubtful that this is the right consistency, but I feel like I followed the recipe and I've done all I can to, like, do you see how like, it's like, I feel like it's too watery. I've also decided that I don't think I need to bake this before putting the filling in, and it feels like a lot of filling. Something's definitely not right. Oh God. Okay, Well, we're gonna find out. I actually have 2 pie. Maybe I'll separate, maybe I'll make 2 if there's too much, though it probably still won't come out right. But I'm gonna put it in here because it says to leave like space at the top. So since I have 2, maybe, because this feels like a lot, I did something wrong. I think I did something wrong. Do you see the consistency of this? Like, I feel like it's very watery. And this is with putting like the additional extra leftover pumpkin puree that I had. I used both pie crusts for the filling, and this recipe was supposed to be for 1 9-inch pie, not 2. So something went wrong somewhere, but we're gonna see how it turns out. So it's been baking at 425 for 15 minutes. So I'm going to lower the temperature to 350 and let it bake for 40 more minutes. It actually looks normal. Normal. So we're gonna find out in 40 minutes. Well, and then it says it needs to cool for 2 hours. So I guess 2 hours and 40 minutes. 40 minutes is up at 350. So I am going to take them out and see how they look. Look. They didn't overflow. The color looks right. The crust looks baked and not burnt. I have to wait to see if the texture is right when I try it and the flavor. Maybe it didn't turn out as bad as I thought. My hope has returned for now. We'll find out in 2 hours. I'm going to go ahead and try it. The texture and consistency is not like soupy. It's holding together. It's not bad. I think I could have gone a little harder on the spices. I'm very happy with the consistency because that's what I was really concerned about, but I probably could have also filled it up slightly more. I'm really proud of myself.